the home for Molloy College Athletics. www.molloylions.com.
Can't get enough Molloy College Athletics? Tune in 15 minutes prior to every Lions home game for the Molloy Lions pregame show. Stats, analysis, and interviews to get you set for the game. It's the Molloy Lions pregame show, and it starts 15 minutes prior to every home game right here on your home for Molloy College Athletics, www.molloylions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Come down to Jake's for happy hour every Monday through Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 to 7 p.m. $4 mixed drinks, $5 select house wines by the glass, $4 select domestic beer, and $5 select craft beers. Looking for some delicious food? Jake's Sunset Special features a price-fixed menu Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., 3 courses for just $24.95. Friday night at Jake's is Prime Rib Night, a delicious 26-ounce prime rib with popover, mashed potatoes, and dessert, all for just $49. Can't get enough? Well, Jake's does brunch too. Sunday mornings receive free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for $10. And don't forget, you get 10% off at Jake's Monday through Saturday with a Lions Land card. Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Gymnasium in Rockville Center, New York. It's time once again for Molloy College Lions basketball on MolloyLions.com. Today the Lions take on a local rival in the LIU Post Pioneers in their first of 2 meetings this season. Well, hello again, everybody. Dan Savarino alongside Joseph G. Hutter here with you. The men's edition as part of the doubleheader. Women's team already took care of business early on. Now the men's team gets to battle it out here at Greeley Gymnasium. And, Joe, it's a night where you can end up seeing a nice milestone for one player, but more importantly, it starts up ECC play, a long stretch of ECC play going down to the wire.
And the Lions, you mentioned it, the women taking care of business earlier on. This men's team, 1-2 in the East Coast Conference play so far, compared to the Pioneers, 4-0 so far in the early goings of ECC play, but we'll see what happens. This should be a good one if Molloy can rebound the basketball well, spread the basketball well. The team leader in assists was Brandon Williams last game with just 3 assists. We hope you get a little more ball spreading than that heading into play tonight, but this is it. This is what it all comes down to, conference play. All the players are excited. You can feel the energy in the gym with a rivalry game, and you alluded to the special night. Brandon Williams, senior guard, 5 points away from 1,000 in his Molloy career.
Again, this is the preseason number 4 against the preseason number 3. The Pioneers were selected 3rd. However, they sit 4-0 right now in the East Coast Conference after already coming away with a big victory against St. Thomas Aquinas, who was picked atop the conference. They have really showed up thus far. Meanwhile, Molloy, on the other hand, right now 1-2 in the East Coast Conference, so just 1 of their 3 wins, but they have really been battling, unfortunately losing last time out to Bentley.
Yeah, they dropped a 91-58 contest to Bentley. That was 1 week ago from tonight. Jalen Morris led the team in scoring with 17 points. No surprise there. Brandon Williams, 14 points, 3 assists, just 5 turnovers, 2 rather large 5 turnovers for him in that contest. 14 turnovers as a team. Rebounding the basketball. They rebounded the ball okay, but I tell you, that Bentley team, a powerhouse in the NE10 just about every year, really took it to them up in Massachusetts and won by over 30 points, but that's behind them. This starts the long stretch of ECC contests, which is, I guess, the first of 17 in a row to end the season. So Molloy, the new year, looking and hoping for some better basketball than they played down the stretch in 2015.
Meanwhile, their opponent tonight, LIU Post, you already mentioned again, they have been hot as of late. A squad who right now sits 9-3 overall, 4-0 in the ECC. Eric Smiles' squad has gotten production from a lot of different players. And don't forget, this is also the same team that went to the semifinals last year after first beating this very same Molloy squad on a near buzzer beater in the first game.
Well, yes, and I mean, you take a look at this team. They struggled last time at a 19-point loss to Merrimack, another good school, good program over there. But LIU Post has really had kind of a good mix of players who have been able to score and do some damage for them. You take a look at the leader, Jared Hall, has been very good, 16.8 points per game so far this season. You look at some secondary scoring, Greg Dotson averaging 12.5 and 8 so far on 48% shooting from the field. A couple of good rebounders, Michael Phillip as well. This is a pretty balanced team, a team that has a lot of different options they can go to offensively, and one that will look to really get off to a quick start here and try and silence a packed crowd here at Quealy Gymnasium this evening.
So that's where we are. We come back, the national anthem, the starting lineup, and then tip-off here from Quealy Gymnasium. Next on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
William J. Schwartz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. William J. Schwartz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a full-service sports injury center for rehabilitation, strength and conditioning, and sports enhancement training. William J. Schwartz has 17 years of experience with athletes. Call 516-798-9605 for more information.
Mercy Medical Center and South Island Orthopedic Group are the proud medical providers of Molloy College Athletics. They are committed to serving the community with state-of-the-art compassionate health care. You can reach them at 516-62-MERCY or on the web at www.mercymedicalcenter.chsli.org.
MolloyLions.com is your official broadcast home for Molloy College Athletics. Hear all the exciting action of every Molloy Lions game live right here on MolloyLions.com.
Dan Savarino and Joe Hutter here with you this evening between the LIU Post Pioneers taking on the hometown Molloy College Lions. First, the starting lineup for the visiting Pioneers. At guard, it's Devon McMillan wearing number 2. Number 4 is Jared Hall. He is also a guard. The sophomore this year is the team's leading scorer, close to 17 points per game. Dylan Burns, number 15, will also get into the starting role, averaging 10 points per game. He's started now 9 of the 13 games played. He wears number 15 again. Barrington Alston is the Phillip is actually going to be in the starting lineup. My mistake. As Michael Phillip will get into the starting lineup, number 23. And Greg Dotson, the junior, number 33, is also at forward. For Molloy, the starting lineup pretty much as it's been the majority of this season, and at least in recent time. At the 1, Brandon Williams, he wears number 1. Curtis Jenkins in there at number 10. Galen Morris is number 30. Evan Bowles, number 15. And Charlie Marquardt, their three-point threat from the outside, but can do a little bit more than that, wears number 32. The Lions are coached by Charlie Marquardt, Charles Marquardt, that is, in his 22nd season. First year, 94-95. The Pioneers are coached by Eric Smiles in his 3rd season, a 10th head coach in the program's history. So, Joe, before we get started, what would be your keys to the game for both of these teams?
Well, my key for Molloy is don't turn the basketball over and make sure that you spread the ball well. Good passing could, I guess, exploit an LIU post team down low, and for LIU, it's just continue to do what you're doing. You have a number of different options. Make sure that you get some good looks. There's a lot of talent out there on the floor, and, they were chosen preseason the 4th team in the conference, but a red-hot start and really defeated already some good teams in ECC play, just looking to continue that rolling, minus the hiccup they had a week ago against Merrimack.
So bring it down to center court. It will be number 23, Michael Phillips, 6'9", 209 pounds, against the smaller Jalen Morris. Again, Molloy generally a smaller team, guard-heavy team, so if you can run with them, then you can keep up with them. But otherwise, watch out for that front court presence, because that is going to be the difference maker. The tip is up and we're underway, and we thank you so much for joining us at Quealy Gymnasium. Molloy wears their home white uniforms, maroon numbering, and the black trim. They go from right to left. The Pioneers wear their all golds with the green numbering and the white trim. Bowles at the foul line. Kicks out. Jenkins drives straight to the cup, but the put up and the put back by Jalen Morris, the team's leading scorer, a 2-0 lead.
Good read there off the offensive glass. Saw Jenkins had some trouble. Morris was right there to clean up the garbage.
Down low, Phillips, little sky hook, and we're tied up at 2, 30 seconds in.
Good move there by Phillip, getting the game tied up early. Couple nice plays offensively for each team to start.
Michael Phillip, his 4th start of the season. He averages 6.3 points per game. Morris between the rings now, a 3-pointer from Marquardt. His short rim gets his own rebound, goes straight to the cup, but lost some control. Bowles on the right block, and he misses. A lot of pressure here as Von McMillan goes straight to the basket, tries to dump off to Dotson. They regain control. Hall kicks out to the left wing for Dylan Burns, averaging 10 points per contest. 2-2 score here, a little more than a minute in. Phillips now top of the key. Dotson backs down. Morris out of bounds. It will stay Pioneers' way with 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
And good defense from Molloy, not allowing anything easy. When the ball comes out to the perimeter, they've been able to get some defenders right out there immediately on the arc.
Inbound to the left of the basket. They find Dylan Burns, and he connects. A 2-point lead.
Dylan Burns, the senior, has been a mainstay on this team for years now. Turned into a very nice player. Originally a top 25 player in New York City coming out of high school, and has really put in a good time here 4 years now at LIU Post.
Williams, good bounce pass to the far corner. Bowles, the 14-foot jumper, and he comes up short. So Molloy's only hit their first bucket. They've had some misses. And that first one also was on a putback as a travel violation called against Phillip.
Jump stop, Mike.
So first travel called, first turnover by the Pioneers. They trail by, Molloy trails by 2. Again, Brandon Williams just 5 points away from joining the 1,000-point club. And for Williams, a player who's done so much over his time, and 995 points so far in his career. Here's Williams, right between the circles, dribbles between his legs, finds Curtis Jenkins. A little bit far left, but they find Morris, and an alley-oop to a layup ends up connecting. Morris has all 4 points.
And one of the reasons Morris is shooting over 51% from the field coming in is because he gets looks like that. Both of his looks have been within 3 feet.
Dotson, nothing but net. 9th three-pointer he's hit this season. Here's Jalen, the team's leading scorer, and has done so much for this squad this year. One-time ECC Player of the Week. Shades towards his right, finds Marquardt between the rings, now goes to the left wing to Brandon Williams. Bowles at the left block, back to Williams, 7 seconds on the shot clock. He gets double-teamed, finds Bowles, threads the needle, goes right up with the left hand, misses the putback, and it goes. So another putback, another offensive rebound turning into points, Joe.
It is. Good work by Molloy. That's already the second time that's happened where they've been able to get an offensive rebound and be able to finish.
Phillip with another sky hook, doesn't work this time from the mid-block. Here's Morris in transition. Marquardt dials up a long-distance call, won't connect. Jenkins able to grab the rebound, but he will be fouled by Phillip.
Yeah, Phillip was right there, went over the back on Jenkins to establish position down on that left block. The first foul of the game being called on LIU Post.
First team foul, first personal foul. They float it out to the near wing. Morris. And now Williams. Goes hard, jump stop, Bowles for a three-pointer, and the bank is open for Kevin Bowles.
Yeah, a really awkward angle for that one to come off the glass, but doesn't matter how they look as long as they go in. 9-7 Molloy.
A little more than a 50% shooter from deep. It's the 9th Trey's hit this season. Meanwhile, Dotson looking for his second three-pointer, but that rattles out. 9-7 lead for Molloy here, less than 4 minutes in. Jenkins penetrates towards the cup. They find Morris into the near corner. Hits back iron. Rebounded by the guys in gold.
Good fight and good energy from Jenkins so far.
Oh, kicks out. McMillan, and he connects on a tray. A 10-9 lead now for LIU Post.
Free ball falling for both teams here in the early going.
Von McMillan, a local product from Brooklyn, New York. And again, this is 2 local schools. They separate each other by less than 10 miles. LIU Post more towards the North Shore. And a foul's going to stay on the floor. Looks like it's going to be Phillip's second. And it will be. It'll be a push from behind. Wow. Joe, did you see exactly what happened?
I just saw it looked like McMillan may have taken an early hit from somebody, and then it looked like he may have come back and struck Williams across the face. It was a very scary play there, but just kind of crazy. A little bump from Marquardt there as we take a look at what happened there, and then, wow. That is some kind of response there as the officials gather and try and figure out this mess, but not even 5 minutes into the first half and already tempers flaring. It is a rivalry game, but wow, that is
we take a look at our own
pretty
replay.
aggressive.
Yeah, Brandon Williams definitely frustrated about something beforehand, and as he was walking back, he hits him with a right in the stomach, and then that's when McMillan swings with a left hook, which ended up missing Williams, and they were separated.
Because I saw McMillan grab his stomach, and you know that maybe he got hit first low, and then he came back and came up high on Williams. But
Joe,
nonetheless, a lot of it,
let's watch this one more time.
Yeah.
As I don't even know if any of the officials even got a good look at it.
I don't know. But Williams clearly came over to him. As it looks like they're sorting it over by the scorer's table now, but
so it seems as if, and this is what's frustrating the Pioneer bench, they're giving McMillan a flagrant foul, okay? So they're giving McMillan a flagrant foul, and he's being ejected from the game. Meanwhile, Brandon Williams is getting a flagrant one, but he's going to stay in the game, and now there's a technical foul against Eric Smiles, and you know what? I agree with Smiles here.
Yeah.
You didn't see
it. Stick up for your player.
That was a cheap shot by Brandon Williams.
I don't think McMillan would just go across the face on somebody like that, but the Lions are going to be very fortunate, very beneficial here for what ends up transpiring as Smiles gets technical. I believe McMillan, you said he's ejected. Did you hear that clearly?
Yeah, so we'll get official confirmation in just a moment. But again, it was such a sneaky little punch. As we keep taking a look at our replay here, down on press row.
Yeah, he did get him. Williams did get him right in the number, it looked like. Right in the number 2 there. As here he comes out of nowhere, right in number 2.
He throws a punch right in the stomach.
It almost looked like one official, I guess no one really had their eyes firmly on that spot on the court. You don't expect anything to happen there in the middle of the court as they're establishing it out of bounds, and then all of a sudden, a punch to the maybe chest, maybe not stomach, but
it's. Now I'll tell you what, it may not have been a hard punch thrown or a big punch thrown, but more times than not, if the officials aren't given a good look at
retaliation that they'll see,
and you don't see it right away, you're going to see the big left hook swing that misses. So of course the officials are going to end up tossing you for that game if they're seeing a big swing like that. The Smiles, I'll tell you what, makes a good point. Now Smiles and Marquardt are actually conversing with one another, with the guys in the stripes right in front of us.
So eventually we'll get this all cleared up. They'll have to announce it. But a couple substitutions will be coming in for the Pioneers.
So what a wild first 4 minutes and 12 seconds into this game. We've had punches thrown, we've had ejections, we've had technical fouls. So it's a flagrant 2 on McMillan. He gets ejected from the game.
That's 2 shots in the ball right there.
And a flagrant 1 on Williams.
And then a technical on Smiles for the emotion shown after hearing his player would be ejected. So a lot of stuff going on here, and Burns will shoot the first free throw here for LIU Post, and he hits it. So they are up 2 right now, and he will now take the second one. I believe 3 free throws to come from Molloy on the other end, and the ball.
And you know what? I do not blame Coach Smiles at all for the way he got right in the ref's face about that. I do not blame at all. You're defending your player.
So Marquardt now to take them for Molloy. Hits the first.
So now it's about trying to keep everyone's emotions in check because, again, some of the players maybe saw Williams throw that punch, but the officials didn't. So now, if you're the Pioneers, you need to be able to stand pat here as Marquardt shooting another, and that ends up tying the game at 12-all. And now here's the technical fouls, the two, that he'll end up shooting on the tech on Smiles.
So there's one. Okay, so there it is. So that's a big swing there as Marquardt knocks down all four. Now Molloy, after trailing, with a 13-12
I'll tell you what, Joe, I'm more curious of what transpired for Williams to do that.
Yeah.
Because he's not that kind of player. Always has a smile on his face. Something must have transpired beforehand.
Maybe a play prior to that,
yeah.
But I haven't seen anything.
Or maybe something in years past. Again, these two teams have played one another for a while. Williams got knocked out by them last year. First game, postseason. Bowles hits a three-pointer, his second one of the game. It's a 16-12 lead. And the Pioneers going from left to right. Defensive board by Bowles. Again, it's Williams, Jenkins, Bowles, Morris, and Marquardt. Meanwhile, Hall, Burns, Phillip, Dotson.
So Marquardt, again, backcourt violation there, a little miscommunication.
Alston also out there as well, excuse me. This has been a very interesting day, Joe. Between the first game where it was back and forth with the women's team, a lot of fouls called. And then this one, we're less than 5 minutes in. We've seen a lot, but a nice alley-oop. That's slammed home.
That's Dotson with a good read there and a good find. Back to a 2-point game.
And Burns on the release from the left wing. Well, here's Williams. He's still 5 points away from 1,000 in his career. And Jenkins is going to be charged with a travel violation.
Shuffled the feet a little bit before putting the ball on the ground. But still kind of feel the tension here, and sure to wear off a little bit, but again, it'll always be rising high when these two teams play.
They double team. Burns on the far side of the court. Hall finds underneath. That's Alston. Now top of the key. Drives in. Underhand shot. Rolls out from Hall. Knocked out. Molloy ball.
A good play by Hall as he got it by the free throw line. Was trying to drive in left side. Thought it might drop, but unfriendly rim, and Molloy getting possession back here with a 2-point lead just about 6 minutes in.
Here's Morris between the circles. Shades towards his right on the man-to-man defense. Drives inside. Morris blocked out. Regains control right in front of the fans. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Morris goes into traffic, but he is going to be called with a travel violation, and the bench is pumped up over here for the Pioneers. And I think the coaches, more than anyone, are trying to really keep their emotions in check.
Both teams D'ing up pretty well. Nothing coming easy in the paint. You know that'll be the case for sure the rest of the way through here.
Burns, the Staten Island native, penetrates inside to the mid-block. Alston backs down. The skyhook too far, way over the net. It's going to say last off of Marquardt, and the officials are going to talk it over.
Looked like Looked like Marquardt came out and knocked it out of Bibbins' hands. So Bibbins checking in for McMillan, who was ejected.
Bounce pass to Burns to the far corner. On the left wing. Skip pass to the near side. Stepping into a three and hitting it is Jared Hall, the junior.
Back to a 1-point lead for LIU Post.
17-16 is the score. 6:20 in. Now a three-pointer from Jenkins rattles out. Bowles fights for the rebound, and he will end up fouling. That's Greg Dotson, who will pull down the board. Team second, Bowles first.
This almost feels like a playoff game. This feels like a conference tournament game.
Now again, the Pioneers 4-0 inside the conference. Molloy at 1-2. This is one of 3 games that were being played today in the men's division. Yet every game counts, and especially for a team like Molloy that's right now in the middle of the pack, they need these wins bad. Williams crosses the timeline, finds Marquardt. Quick little touch over to Jenkins. Keeps his movement going. Now Morris thinks about a tray, penetrates in, a little floater from 10 feet out, and that falls.
It's a nice move, getting the man in the air and then driving to his left and being able to finish.
Foul's going to be on the floor.
That's Williams' second already here, just about 7.5 minutes in. Third team foul for Molloy.
Burns takes it between the circles, matched up with Williams. A pass off to Hall as he slides and falls. And they're going to say a kick on Jalen Morris and the foul on number 30 in white. 18-17 lead by Molloy. If you're just joining us, I suggest you rewind because you can on her web stream. You've missed a lot. And now Jenkins going to foul Hall.
That's 3 on this sequence. That's already 5 team fouls now on Molloy.
So it was less than 5 minutes in when Brandon Williams threw a punch that was not seen right into the chest of Devon McMillan. Then McMillan threw a swing back. Both of them got flagrants, however. It was a flagrant 2 and an ejection for McMillan. A flagrant 1 for Williams. He stays in the game. And then a technical foul against Smiles. He was frustrated, saying that his man was the one who got hit first. And he was retaliating. So both of them should be tossed. Mo Gatson will now check in. So it's Williams, Gatson, Marquardt, Bowles, and Morris.
It all leads up, or adds up to 18 all.
Yeah. Hall, Dotson, Webb, Bibbins, and Alston, the 5 for the guys in gold. Marquardt's tray falls out. Hall on the transition game. 3-pointers straight away from Dotson. And that connects, his second 3-pointer of the game.
His second of the game, his 10th of the season. Not a guy who really jacks up an awful lot of threes, but feeling it here early on.
Piles lead by 3. 11:45 remaining in the first period. Morris gets double teamed, finds Bowles. He has 8 points already, and make it 10 for number 15, Kevin Bowles.
First player in double figures is Bowles. Dotson leads LIU post with 8.
First time he's been in double figures since early December. 4th time this season. Morris able to grab the rebound. Got a little tug of the jersey, no call. Here's Mo Gatson straight to the cup and goes up with 3 gold jerseys. He'll head to the line.
And you can't expect to get that shot at all the rest of the night, especially with how things happened early on. So 3 players there making sure that the basket is protected, and it certainly was, as Gatson will head to the line now for 2.
Foul goes on Bryant Webb. That's going to be his first, the team's 5th. Maurice Gatson at the line, 15 of 20 this season, and he hits the first. Gatson, primarily a bench guy last year and the year before, but provides a spark off the bench. Not the biggest in stature, Joe, but has a lot of heart and hustles on every single play.
Rattles out the second one, so we'll stay tied at 21, but certainly a good, valuable depth piece to come off the bench and give a couple of starters some rest, and he's put in a couple good minutes already here.
21-21, 9 minutes into the first. A baseline J, too far from Dotson. He's able to hit him from 20 feet, but he had some trouble on the shorter range shot. Now Williams. Dribbles just shy of half court, penetrates in to the left elbow, got fouled on the way up. We'll see if they stay on the floor in the act of shooting.
That's 2 quick fouls on Bryant Webb, and he's only been in the game for about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. As Jenkins checks back in.
As Marquardt heads over to the bench. Here's Bowles, the team's leading scorer. At least in this game, he has 10 points already. And Brandon Williams still looking for his first bucket. To the near corner, Mo Gatson goes straight to the hoop, and he's blocked aside. Out of bounds, and a foul is actually what he called on Jenkins underneath the basket.
Yeah, that's not a good foul. You don't want to have a foul about 90 feet from your own basket, fighting for a rebound that had already been controlled, but a little too aggressive there.
Barrington Alston to the bench. Hunter Powell, the 6'8 sophomore from Michigan, out on the floor.
Chuck Sabunse checks in for Molloy. his first appearance of the night.
Shucks had 2 points, was 1 for 9 shooting last game. Attempted his first 5 3-pointers of the season last game, but missed on all of them. 15 on the shot clock, drives, baseline, Hall goes up, too short. The rebound grab there by Abunse, and he's fouled.
And I think that's the 7th team foul it is, so Abunse will head to the line.
So Chucks will shoot a 1-and-1. Abunse this season from the free throw line just 4 of 6. A 6'5", 235-pound senior. Foul goes on Hall, his first. With 10:13 remaining in the first half of action, and boy, oh boy, what a interesting first half we have seen. As he misses the front of the 1-and-1, gets knocked out of bounds. Also checking in is Adrian Denner. 4th appearance of the season for number 22. Hall gets double-teamed right in front of the Molloy bench. He gets the ball back as he kicked it out to Bibbins. Hall between the rings, dribbled with his left hand. Now to Bibbins, they slide one into the mid-block. Cross-court pass to the far corner. Hall for Trey, and a tree and it is for number 4, 24-21.
And Hall can really stroke it from beyond the arc, about 36% coming into play tonight, and already hit a couple here at Quealy.
Abunse, the left block, converts. Trail by 1 now, it's 24-23. Hall crosses the midcourt stripe. Finds Bibbins on the left wing, matched up there with Denner. Top of the key, and they move it all the way over to the near wing, and Hall, he finds top of the key once more to Bibbins. Rolls out to the left wing. Denner is there to meet him. Little jump stop into the lane. They hand off to Alston, and he's fouled on his way up. It's going to go to Abunse. Team 7. It's a shooting foul anyway, but both teams are in the bonus.
I don't think we've seen any opportunities for layups here so far in this game, Dan. It's been really try and get an open shot. If you really outwork the team and are able to create a good chance on the offensive end, good for you, but there have been very little easy to come by, especially in the paint as the first one goes down for Alston.
Barrington Alston, averaging 7 points per contest, was one of the top players in Delaware his senior year. Went to Central Florida, and then transferred to LIU Post, despite playing a good amount of games for Central Florida. Morris, now Marquardt dials up a long distance goal, but it still won't connect. He's having some trouble. It's the busy line it is. Webb brings into the front court, and now Hall just shy of the midcourt line. Stands on the Molloy Lion logo, up by 3. Hall to the left wing, met there by Williams. Now between the circles, stutter step from Webb. Kicks out, left elbow jumper for a 17-footer, rattles home from Alston.
Good touch there from Alston. Couple of points for him in the last couple minutes. Is a now 5-point lead for LIU Post.
He's got 4. 5-point lead is the largest of the game for either side. Morris on the far wing. Gatson to Williams. Fakes left, goes right. Stops at the right elbow, kicks out. Gatson for a 3-pointer. Nothing but net. 28-26, 8 minutes to go in the first. Now the transition game. That was Webb. He missed. Rebounded by Molloy from right to left. Williams picks up the tempo. Morris steps into a 3-pointer. Hits the backboard. And then a foul on Marquardt. So a 1-and-1 opportunity for Jared Hall.
And again, when you're in the bonus, we've seen a couple of areas now where each of these teams has been whistled for a foul almost the full length of the court away from their basket when the rebound is already established. It's the second time for Molloy in about 3 minutes where this has happened. And when you put LIU Post on the free throw line, they will make you pay.
Molloy's shooting right around 41% in this contest. However, nationally, LIU Post leads the nation in field goal percentage defense. They hold opponents at 36%. So Hall hits both. They're up by 4. Substitution as Hall will come off. Burns back out on the floor, number 15, on the far side of your screen. Morris runs over. The bounce pass through the middle, threading the needle was Williams. Abunse on the baseline, gets double teamed. Wide open is Mo Gatson. Thought about the tray, instead penetrates inside, misses. Abunse against the offensive board, and is fouled on his second chance effort.
Abunse's done a nice job on that left block, a couple times picking up some offensive rebounds and doing it again there. Gets himself back to the free throw line. I believe that's the 8th team foul now on LIU Post. Still 7:38 to play in this first half, Dan. Each of these teams will be shooting free throws down the stretch for sure.
Bryant Webb's third personal as Abunse at the line converts on the first. That's the 6th offensive rebound for Molloy. None so far for LIU Post, but 6 offensive boards compared to the 9 LIU Post defensive boards. And Abunse goes 2 for 2. They trail by 2. 7:38 to go here in the first. An exciting, interesting first half between LIU Post and Molloy. Dan Savarino and Joe Hutter here with you on the call on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. We thank you so much for joining us.
Alston's already felt it from range a couple times, and now he drives in and gets the contact. Basket goes and the foul, but standing up just inside the three-point arc around right wing and driving all the way to his left. A really polished game from Alston here. You mentioned one of the top players in Delaware, ranked the number 3 player overall in the state as a high school senior, has played at the College of Central Florida, also Towson. So a couple of kind of a journeyman so far, but he's really turned in a nice game here.
And Alston misses the first free throw of the game. He was 2 for 2 prior. 4-point lead, 7 minutes to go. And Williams already has a flagrant one on him. He got away with a punch thrown to Devon McMillan, who ended up getting tossed on the retaliation. And Brandon Williams now 3 points shy of 1,000 in his career. Hard move to the inside. Dotson! And hits it from the left block off glass.
Seen some good polished low post moves from Dotson, from Alston here. And this is what separates the good teams at this level from the lower ranking teams in the conference, is the depth. A lot of these players. Alston didn't start the game, but has come on and really made an impact. And Dotson, yeah, he's played well, averaging close to 13 a game, but just good work all around for both these teams.
Aggressive defense from the Pioneers. Right elbow jumper on the fadeaway is missed by Gatson. Offensive board from Morris. Good, and the foul. Jalen Morris for an end one opportunity.
And good work by Gatson after missing the shot. Not allowing LIU to come away with a clean rebound, poking it away, and Morris is able to get there. Kind of hop step to the basket around some defense, and they kind of caught him on his way through, but an easy lay-in and a chance to complete the three-point play, which he does not.
Down by 2 is Molloy. 34-32, 6:10 to go. Getting that foul went on Alston. The 9th for the team. And they cause a turnover on the steal. 3-on-3 the other way. Williams on the far wing. Dribbles between his legs, pulls back for an NBA range 3, looking for number 1,000, but it comes up short. Top of the key. It was Alston. The inside, Dotson, the left block, spin moves, he was double teamed. And Chuks Abunse got his arm up a little too high, so it looks like he will be charged with, I believe, his 2nd personal foul. And it'll be the 10th for the team, so the double bonus for LIU Post.
I think that was just a pass, too, but again, you said it, 10th foul, so. Dotson got whacked pretty good. I tell you, these two teams tonight, contact is an understatement. They're making you feel it when they foul you.
Jared Hall back on the floor as Harry Bibbins comes off. Abunse takes a seat, and back on the hardwood is the team's leading scorer in this game, and the game's leading scorer, the game's second leading scorer, and Kevin Bowles, who has 10 points. Gatson gets double teamed. Now Williams tries to cross midcourt. As 3 seconds shy of that 10-second violation, they end up finding on the far wing. That was Mike Torrey, and he missed. Burns with a little sky hook. And then the putback there from Alston. 6-point lead. Gatson, hands off, Morris, top of the key. Here's Mo one more time. Penetrates into the paint with the left hand, fouled on the block. Akosa Madue-Bunam. It'll be his first.
Yeah, good move by Gatson. He's really made an impact after coming in off the bench. He's knocked down threes, penetrated well. He's facilitated for his teammates. He's done a little bit of everything.
Both teams in the double bonus with 4:56 remaining in the first. And make sure you stay tuned. We got the Molloy Lions halftime report presented by Jake's Steakhouse in East Meadow. We'll break down some stats and look at some scores around the league. Timeout's going to be called by Charles Marquardt. There'll be a 30-second timeout with 4:56 remaining and a 38-34 lead for LIU Post. It's everything. Joe Hunter here with you. And Joe, from what transpired in the first couple of minutes to where they are now, how do you think both teams have adjusted with their emotions?
Well, I think the emotions were at a high for the first, 8 to 10 minutes of the game, but both teams have settled in and really played a lot cleaner, but hard fouls on both ends. You can tell it's a rivalry game. You can still see the emotions are riding high, but I think it's a lot more controlled now. Early on, you saw both teams kind of lose it a little bit, but it's definitely a little more, controlled and just both teams going out there trying to play stout defense, but also play within the rules of the game.
4-point lead out of the timeout by Molloy. Pioneers from left to right wearing their golds. Molloy from right to left wearing the white kits. They floated into the mid-block. Alston, 17 feet out. Backs down his defender. Goes to the left hand now. Too strong off the back rim. Rebounded by Mo Gatson. Now in transition. Williams kicks out straight away. Gatson thought about the tray. Hands it off. Bowles penetrates to the cup. Good and one. Devin Bowles, what a performance for him thus far. He has 12 points, looking to make it 13.
Yeah, Bowles faked the three there and drove the lane. Nobody picked him up until right around the restricted area, and he was able to absorb the contact and get it to fall. So, chance at a three-point play here, and to make it a 1-point game.
And he misses. So trailing by 2 points left out there on N1 opportunities for the Lions. Burns finds Hall. Now top of the key, Alston swings it to the near side. Burns for a three. Comes up short. Rebound by Williams, but picked up by Torrey. Mike Torrey looking for his first points since the Hofstra game. That was the third game in the season. There's Williams. Comes up short on the left block. Hall penetrates in. The little floater off glass misses. Two Lions fight for the rebound. And guess what? It hurts them as Alston makes them pay.
Alston 6'9", 225 pounds, and played about 10 minutes now here in the first half and has made a significant impact.
3:30 remaining in the first. Morris. And it looked like Williams and Burns ran into one another. But they're going to give a foul against, they're going to charge 33. That's Greg Dotson, and he looked confused on that.
I think they said he pushed Williams into Morris, and therefore Williams now heads to the line. Still 3 points shy of that 1,000 mark. He's got 2 points so far in the game.
Hunter Powell will return to the floor, as will Ari Bibbins. And Morris thus 2 points away from 1,000. We keep saying it more to remind ourselves, so we don't miss a milestone. And he misses on the second. So his next field goal will end up being 1,000 in his career, but more importantly, the Pioneers lead by 3 with 3:20 remaining in the first. Madue Bunham. They slide it inside. Blocked by Bowles.
Bowles has been all over the floor, both ends.
He's had a block in his last 3 games.
And there it is.
1,000 in the career for Brandon Morris. Excuse me, for Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams there on the bucket. And it's a 1-point deficit now for Molloy. And a 3-pointer rattles home. That's Hunter Powell. That put a smile on the bench. .2:30 on the clock. Williams spins towards the line. 3-pointer away from Getson. Nothing but net. Second tray he's made this game. So Mo has 9 points. Had just 2 last game. And that's poked by Morris. Regain control. Sit underneath the basket at the left block.
Good find by Bibbins there, as it looked like Morris and Williams, or Morris and Gatson ran into each other, both trying to grab that ball that they had tipped, trying to get the interception there and force the turnover, but were unable to do so, and it led to an easy basket for the Pioneers.
Madue Bunham's first 2. 3-point lead. Left wing. Here's Jalen Morris. Draws some contact. No foul. Hits the bucket anyway.
That's a really good move by Morris to his right.
Almost the signature move where he kind of pushes in for some contact right around the stripe. Down by 1 are the Lions looking for a stop. 1:20 to go. Here's Burns. Far side Bibbins matched up there with Mo Gatson. 7 seconds on the shot clock. And an offensive foul drawn by Gatson.
Coach Eric Smiles really not happy with Bibbins there, extending his left arm out, making the contact, and knocking the Molloy defender to hardwood.
45-44. .105 remaining in the first. Morris up high. Hands off. Check that, he keeps it himself. He's looking for the handoff. Gatson penetrates the baseline underneath. And Kevin Bowles for another 2 points, make it 14 for number 15. Lead is back for Molloy. It's 46-45. 10th time we've had a lead change in this game.
So Chuck from Madue Bunham there.
Missed from the wing. So now a 6-second differential between shot and game clock. And Molloy up by a point. Williams. Looks a kick to Bowles, and it was knocked out of bounds. So 12 seconds will be on the shot clock, 18.1 on the game clock. They find Bowles. And the game's leading scorer with 14 points. Here's Gatson, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Goes straight to the cup, the little floater, and it goes. 11 points for Gatson, and a 3-point lead for Molloy. 5 seconds left in the half. Here's Burns, kicks out underneath. Powell gets fouled. So 1.5 left, and Hunter Powell will have a chance to bring this back to a 1-point deficit for the Pioneers.
Powell, a 60% free throw shooter. Good job by Burns getting down the floor and finding the open man down in the left block, creating that play. He's had a quietly solid first half. Although the scoring numbers aren't there, he's doing everything else well for the Pioneers.
Remember, stay tuned. The halftime report presented by Jake's Steakhouse of East Meadow coming up next. And Powell hits the second. It's a 1-point deficit for the Pioneers. 1.5 in the clock. Gatson chucks up a 75-footer, but comes up about 15 feet shy. So 48-47 is the score at halftime between Molloy and LIU Post. And what an interesting first half between these two.
It certainly was, and it started off on a kind of note you don't want to see with some arm swinging and an ejection, but certainly some good basketball played over the last 12 to 15 minutes of the half, leading to the 1-point Molloy advantage. But you take a look at what each team has done. They've really spread the ball well. Brandon Williams 5 assists, Dylan Burns with 4, and you look at the baskets that each team has scored. The Lions have 3 players in double figures already in the first half, so that's certainly a good sign. And Greg Dotson with 12 so far for LIU Post. A balanced attack there as well with Jared Hall 9 and Barrington Alston with 8. Some good minutes off the bench.
So fun first 20 minutes. We'll step out. When we come back, we'll see some scores from around the league as well as break down some of the stats out of the first half here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
This is the home for Molloy College Athletics. www.molloylions.com.
Can't get enough Molloy College Athletics? Tune in 15 minutes prior to every Lions home game for the Molloy Lions pregame show. Stats, analysis, and interviews to get you set for the game. It's the Molloy Lions pregame show, and it starts 15 minutes prior to every home game right here on your home for Molloy College Athletics, www.molloylions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Come down to Jake's for happy hour every Monday through Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 to 7 p.m. $4 mix.
It's the Molloy Lions Halftime Report, brought to you by Jake's Steakhouse.
Molloy Lions Halftime Report. Dan Savarino, Joe Hutter here with you. It's a 48-47 lead by Molloy at half, now joined by David Chen, the assistant coach for the Molloy Lions. And Coach, that first half, as interesting as it was, from the first 5 minutes when tension started to flare, how did you settle everyone down to be able to still keep your emotions in check?
Definitely. We knew it was a big conference game coming in here, 1-2. We got a chance to knock off a team who's 4-0. We came out strong. Obviously, tempers are flaring. B is an emotional player. They got into it. Refs did what they had to do. We moved on. We came out of that with a nice little spurt, and lucky to go in up 1 at half.
Yeah, and you take a look at what you've seen from Gatson so far off the bench. Talk about his play. 11 points off the bench, really kind of controlled and settled things down toward the middle of the half.
Absolutely. He was a huge spark for us. Coming off the bench, we want him to be aggressive. We tell him that every day in practice. He came in looking to go to the hoop, hit a few shots outside. That freed him up a little bit. But we're going to need more of that second half. We're going to need a good 10 minutes from Maurice in the second half, too.
Williams, 5 assists so far, 3 different players in double figures. How important is spreading the ball and good ball movement in the second half?
Right. That's what we preach every day. As long as everyone does their part, we're going to be successful. We can't have too much ball hogging and one-on-one play. When we move the ball, we could beat anyone in the league.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Good luck in a second.
All right, take care.
Again, that was assistant coach David Chen at halftime. 48-47 is the score as of right now. As we take a look at some of the stats, Joe, things that really stand out to you. Again, 3 different Lions are in double figures, just 1 for LIU Post, but the rebounding number, a +2 for normally a smaller team and a guard-heavy team that struggles on the glass.
Well, they did. I mean, you had guys like Obunse come in and provide some good effort on the glass and toward the middle, later stages of the half. You had a couple of other guys really getting into it. Bowles has been active. Morris, they have 6 rebounds apiece. So, it's been good to see for them. Mark Warren's got a couple as well. This team has really kind of just been active. I mean, we've seen plays as well where loose balls, they've been running, getting there. Jenkins early on in the half, maybe not with the rebound numbers, but getting 2 balls to tip them to teammates and whatnot. So it's really just good work all around.
Again, give you a quick recap on what went down. Less than 4 minutes in, Williams got away with throwing little punches. Him and McMillan had some words, and then Devon McMillan took a swing back at him. McMillan ends up getting the flagrant 2, gets ejected from the game. Williams stays in the game with a flagrant 1. Then Eric Smiles, the head coach from LIU Post, gets a technical foul against him because he was upset that Williams wasn't tossed as well. Things started to settle down, and then now we have a 48-47 game right at halftime. A lot of different lead changes so far in this game. 10, I believe, is the number as of right now. Game's also been tied 9 different times. The rebounding number right now, 19-17 in favor of LIU Post. In favor of Molloy. LIU Post has turned over the basketball just twice compared to Molloy's 3 times. Molloy has 2 blocks and a steal, though. None so far for the Pioneers. Pios are shooting 50% from the field. Molloy at 48.6%, also 31% from deep, and hit 2/3 of their shots at the stripe. Now, Joe, against a team that generally defends better than anyone in the nation, they're number 1 in the nation right now in in regular field goal defense. The Pioneers are. For Molloy to be shooting at close to 50%, how much of a momentum boost do you think that is for them?
Well, you know what it is? I think it was a couple of different things. I thought it was how well Kevin Bowles played. You know, Molloy is knocking down 3-pointers at 31% in that first half. Not great, but just well enough where LIU has had to have a couple of extra guys maybe, get out there and cover. Good ball movement from the Lions. Alluded to that when assistant coach David Chen was here with us about 2 minutes ago, but that's got to continue. The ball movement's been good. They're going inside. They're getting baskets down low. They're also shooting the 3 at a respectable enough clip where, LIU post can't get comfortable and complacent defensively, and we'll see what happens. If they can continue doing that, then you got to hope for good things, and you'd expect good things if you're a Lions fan.
48-47 is the score after 20 minutes. The final 20 minutes upcoming between the Lions and the Pioneers. A 3-8 team in Molloy against a 9-3 team in the Pios. Taking a look, before we actually head to break, let's take a look at some of the scores around the East Coast Conference. Also playing today was Queens at NYIT. Right now they're late in the second, and Queens College has a 77-66 lead on the road. Meanwhile, Bridgeport is at District of Columbia. That one is about 10 minutes in, and it's a 16-12 lead for UB. So again, 48-47 is the lead right now for Molloy over LIU Post. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. Get ready to start the second half here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Not only does Jake's have great food and drinks, but it features Sunday brunch too. Free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for only $10. Spend your next Sunday brunch at Jake's, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Hurry down to Casey's because now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Have a Lions Land card? Receive a 10% discount on your order. Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
William J. Schwarz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. William J. Schwarz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a full-service sports injury center for rehabilitation, strength and conditioning, and sports enhancement training. William J. Schwarz has 17 years of experience with athletes. Call 516-798-9605 for more information.
Stay tuned. Stats and expert analysis are just moments away on the Molloy Lions Halftime Report, presented by Jake's Steakhouse of East Meadow.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premise catering to suit all of your catering needs. And now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Plus, you can receive a 10% discount with a Lions Land card. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
MolloyLions.com is your official broadcast home for Molloy College Athletics. Hear all the exciting action of every Molloy Lions game live right here on MolloyLions.com. Remember, your home for Molloy College Athletics is www.MolloyLions.com.
This is the home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food around campus? Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premise catering to suit all your catering needs. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College Athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food in the area? Well, come on down to Jake's. Jake's features a special price-fixed menu Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., 3 courses for just $24.95. And Lions Land cardholders receive a special 10% discount. Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College Athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
This is the home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Hey Molloy fans, after the game, don't go anywhere. Stats, analysis, and interviews are right around the corner on the Molloy Lions postgame show.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College Athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College Athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
This is the home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Hey Molloy fans, after the game, don't go anywhere. Stats, analysis, and interviews are right around the corner on the Molloy Lions postgame show.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College Athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food around campus? Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premise catering to suit all your catering needs. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food in the area? Well, come on down to Jake's. Jake's features a special price-fixed menu Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., 3 courses for just $24.95. And Lions Land cardholders receive a special 10% discount. Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Welcome back to Cooley Gymnasium. Dan Savarino and Joe Hutter here with you this evening. We thank you so much for joining us on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. 48-47 is the score after 20 minutes now for the final 20 minutes of action. Pioneers wearing their gold jersey with the green numbering and the white trim. Meanwhile, Molloy wearing their all whites with the maroon numbering and the black trim. Hall, Burns, Dotson, Bibbins, and Phillip, the 5 for LIU post, as Burns steps into a three-pointer from the right wing. He misses. The putback from Dotson won't go as well. Morris, Jenkins, Bowles, Marquardt, and Brandon Williams. And they turn the basketball over. Burns straight to the basket. Good. Hard-nosed game from Dylan Burns.
Good move there, getting up and under. Saw that he had no options to pass to, so he just turned on the jets and was able to finish, absorb a little bit of contact. Good clean play gives the Pioneers the early lead here in the second half.
49-48. Another lead change between these two teams. Jenkins, hands off. Here's Williams. Kicks out. Jenkins drives baseline, kicks out. Williams now a three-pointer on the way and hits it. So Brandon Williams gets the lead back and 1,003 points in his career. From the right block, Dotson, hard move, straight to the cup, and it goes.
All tied up here, pretty fluid game as we saw the first couple of minutes of the first half. Just each team kind of exchanging buckets, feeling each other out here.
Playing in a 3-2, Marquardt penetrates the lane, goes up with the right, and they're up by 2. And then meanwhile, Curtis Jenkins will be charged with his second travel violation of the game.
Mentioned before, 3 players for Molloy in double figures, and with one more basket, Jenkins will become the 4th.
Morris is one of them. So is this guy. Bowles steps into a 3, but misses. Poked loose, and Hall takes it away from right to left in transition, coast to coast. And it's a tie game at 53. Williams crosses the timeline. Dribbles between his legs twice. Goes to Morris on the far wing. Now Williams thinks about a tray. Kicks out Bowles. Drives inside. Now once more Bowles, but he stepped on the line. The baseline it was out of bounds. On a quick little give and go from Bowles to Morris, back to Bowles.
It's a great idea, but Bowles just, that right foot, I believe, on the line right underneath. It would have been an easy look. Just couldn't execute it.
Dylan Burns, 10 points per contest. The team's floor general. Kicks it down low. Phillips, mid-block, backs down to smaller Bowles with the right hand, misses. Dotson gets the board off the glass, and it's in. Lead back to the Pioneers. Williams penetrates the lane, kicks out, short corner, long 2-pointer from Bowles will miss. He's called from the field to start the second. Bowles on the baseline. Now Morris fouled on the way up from the left block.
Good sequence there, good energy from Williams to get the first rebound. And then he gave way to Bowles down low, who, right after he did that, he cut in, and that wasn't the first option. He was the first option. Then Morris followed as the second option to create a little space in the lane, and he just couldn't finish, and now heads to the line for 2. But just good movement from the Molloy offense, something they did in the first half and looking to do again here in half number 2. Spread the ball, passed well, and good movement off the ball.
Jalen Morris has 10 points and 7 rebounds, just 3 boards away from another double-double, which would be the 7th of his career, of the season. He's been in double figures in each. And that foul was charged to Michael Phillip. It will be his 3rd, team's first. 55-55 if they're both shots from the stripe fell. Bibbins, top of the key, hands out to Burns. Matched up with Williams. Straight away, Dotson looking for a tray. Misses, fighting with his own teammate for the board. But coming away is Ari Bibbins. Now Burns stands on the Molloy logo with the fresh 30 on the shot clock. Now 20 on the shot clock. Dotson floats one inside to the restricted area, and Phillips slams it with 2 hands. 2-point lead back for the Pioneers. 3 minutes and 35 seconds
into this second half. Jenkins inside the paint, poked loose by Dotson. Here's Burns on the 2-on-1. Burns up with the right. And it's a 4-point lead for the Pios.
Burns has been exceptional this second half so far, really kind of slowing the game down, but also taking advantage of some turnover and transition opportunities.
Burns has both steals for the Pioneers in this game. Meanwhile, Marquardt, he's been very cold from the perimeter. 0 for 5. The guy who's also 5th all-time in three-point field goals made in Molloy Lions history. Now Burns, a three-pointer, and hits it.
There's the experience of Burns kicking in, getting a transition basket, finding an open look left wing, knowing where to be on the floor, and taking advantage of it. Now LIU post. Now with a 7-point advantage here, timeout Molloy.
7-point advantage and a 7-0 run. As this is the largest lead of the game for either team. 15:40 remaining here in the contest. And a full timeout was called by Molloy, so we'll step out for a brief moment here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
MolloyLions.com is your official broadcast home for Molloy College athletics. Hear all the exciting action of every Molloy Lions game live right here on MolloyLions.com. Remember, your home for Molloy College athletics is www.MolloyLions.com.
Gymnasium, Rockville Center, Long Island, New York. Dan Savarino and Joseph G. Hutter here with you this evening on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. A 7-0 run by the Pioneers give them a 7-point lead at 62-55. Just 4 minutes and 20 seconds into this second period of action. Lions going from left to right. They wear their white uniforms with maroon numbering and the black trim. Pioneers from right to left. Morris and Burns give a quick little touch to one another. Mo Gatson just checked in. It's Gatson, Marquardt, Morris, Bowles, and Williams. Marquardt just hits his first three-pointer. He's now 1 for 6 from deep.
Good play out of the timeout to get them back. And an open look for Marquardt. If they can get him going 1 of 6 from long range now, it'll be a good sign of things to come.
And Bibbins answers right back with a 3 of his own. Burns, Bibbins, Hall, Barrington, Alston, and Greg Dotson, the 2 forwards. Here's Morris between the circles. Hands it off. Williams penetrates right to the lane, and he's blocked by Alston. Big block by number 32. Straight away, Dotson penetrates and slams it with the right hand, and the bench erupts.
Big swing there. Great play defensively by Alston. Covered for his teammate. Williams thought he was going to have an open layup, and then back the other end leads to offense. Dotson drives the lane. That is one of the easiest looks we've seen within the paint all night long for either team. A big flush.
Spin move by Morris, and he got blocked aside by Dotson. But they turn it over. Marquardt gets it back, floats it, and Morris answers with a two-handed alley-oop of his own. 67-60, as it seems both nets are still shaking from the dunks. 3-pointer from Bibbins. And the 10-point lead now for the Pios. And boy, oh boy, Joe, every time Molloy's getting back close, it's LIU post showing that experience and taking it away.
Well, it was exchanging punch for punch, literally, physically in the first half. And now here in the second half, it's shot for shot.
Gatson gets fouled. It'll be the second team foul. We'll see how this one goes on. It'll be Ari Bibbins, his second. Mo Gatson at the line, 3 for 4 today. Again, Mo's in double figures for just the 4th time this season.
Hey, Jared, you got a shooter, Jared. AB, you have pitch it.
And he goes 1 for 2. So a 12-point day thus far for Mo Gatson, which is 1 away from the season high for him. Cross midcourt, it's double team. Bibbins floats one back out just shy of the midcourt stripe for Hall. Now Bibbins once more. Airy looks inside, but gets right on the palms of Charlie Marquardt, who is standing in front of the basket. Morris steps into a three-pointer. Nothing but net for Jalen Morris.
Big swing there, and timeout called, a full timeout call by LIU here, but good open look left corner there for Morris to knock it down, make it a 6-point game. Had they passed by Bibbins, not been intercepted on the other end, we could have been looking at a double-digit game, so Molloy trying to creep back into it here.
17 points for Jalen Morris. His first three-pointer of the game. Molloy trails by 6 to LIU post. It's 70-60 here with 13:11 left in the second half. A full timeout, so we'll step out just for a brief moment on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
Official online home for Molloy College Athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College Athletics, www.molloylions.com.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food around campus? Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premise catering to suit all your catering needs. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
70-64 is the score here at Quealy Gymnasium. Dan Savarino and Joe Hutter between Molloy and LIU post an ECC battle between two local schools. The Lions 1-2 inside the conference. The Pioneers sit atop it at 4-0. Burns, Bibbins, Dotson, Hall, and Alston, the 5 for the Pioneers. Quick little touch. Back to Burns to the near corner. Bibbins floats one in. They post up Alston, and he misses on the right hand. Rebounded by Morris. Picks up the speed, straight to the basket, loses control of it. And then I believe a foul is going to be called on Brandon after he grabbed, and it is. It's going to be a foul on Brandon Morris after he grabbed Jared Hall's jersey. The 5 for the Lions. Williams, Gatson, Morris, Bowles, and Marquardt. Yeah, that was Williams' third. Hall dribbles with his left hand. And a 3-2 zone. Penetrates. Burns the bounce pass to the near corner. Back to Dillon. Ollie Hopeman slams it home. Rick Dotson. Boy, oh boy, are they good at setting up that play, Joe.
A couple of times we've seen that from Dotson in the first half. See it again here. Good feed from Bibbins, and really everything clicking for LIU post over the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Williams on the right wing, hands up Marquardt. The pump fake, bounce pass, now to the left wing. Gatson pulls back for a 17-footer, rattles out, goes off the hand of Dotson. Gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be Molloy regaining possession here, as Bibbins will take a seat for Kosa Hudabunum. Badue Bunum back out on the floor as Bowles penetrates on the dribble drive, but can't connect on the layup. Hall, in the transition game, misses.
Alston tried for the putback stuff, couldn't do it.
And Morris will foul Badue Bunum. Badue Bunum missed that first one on the first effort after the first layup missed. And then it seemed there was 2 gold jerseys on the floor. Nobody was able to really get the rock.
And Madue Boom misses the first. A 53% shooter from the stripe. Originally transferred from Penn State. Now in his third season with LIU Post. The native of Hyde Park, Massachusetts. Was 1 for 2, as his average usually states. 73-64 is the lead for the Pioneers, with 11:30 remaining here in the second. Gatson, stutter step, hands off to Williams. He shades towards his left now one more time. It's Morris. The underhand toss over to Gatson. 10 seconds on the shot clock, and he was fouled by Jared Hall. He'll stay on the floor. It'll be Hall's third. So Ari Bibbins back out on the floor. And the redshirt sophomore will guard Gatson on the inbound. Now Williams spins up high. Him and Burns go at it. Gatson back to Williams. Steps into a three. And it bounces out. Fighting for the loose ball. Morris has the rock.
Looks like a loose ball foul on Dotson. Yeah. So Morris, nobody could grab the rebound. A couple bodies were on the floor. It looks like Morris was the first one there. And Dotson fouled him. I guess they got tangled up. Both ended up on the floor.
Inbound to the right of the basket. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. 11:03 on the game clock. And that's knocked out of bounds along the baseline by Alston.
Cut off the court, coach! Why you gonna pop me here? Coach, you're gonna come back to the Dodson, don't lose, see him.
There's a little bit of a discussion. Things, referees trying to clear the situation up. They're asking for 1 second to be taken off the game clock as well.
After the reset, Abunse to Gatson. Mo dribbles right, double figures for the fourth time this season in today's outing.
It's an important couple minutes from Molloy. You got to try and get back into this game down by 9 and not let it get out of hand. It gets up to 12-13. It's very difficult to come back from this late in the game.
Somehow Abunse still able to pick it up. 5 seconds on the shot clock. The 15-foot jumper hits the rim twice. Poked loose. Williams fights with Burns for it, going towards the Lions' den. But it's going to be last touch off of Brandon, and it'll be Pioneers' ball.
And it looked like Burns' arm was up kind of high on Williams there, just shielding him away from it. No call on the play.
Alston drives in, and then with a left hand over. That's against a smaller player in Abunse.
Yeah, 6'9", very difficult to deal with, and with some polish in the low post. He's been doing that consistently tonight.
And a former Division I player in the mid-major level. Marquardt stops on the left perimeter. Now Gatson, spin move. Little floater misses. But they're able to get the rebound. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. Morris goes in. And he can't connect either. And now Williams and Dotson go at it. And it looks like Brandon is going to be charged with his fourth personal foul. And I'll tell you what, Joe, I give a lot of credit to the Pioneers because they have really been able to keep their emotions in check despite what happened earlier on in this game.
They have, and it's paid off for them, up by 11 now here.
Morris goes from the steal, misses, but then Dotson misses the easier layup. Williams crosses the timeline. Kicks out, Gatson to the right wing. Matched up with Burns. Dribbles with his left hand, shades towards his left, goes straight down the paint, up at the right, and gets bumped and sandwiched in there between Alston and Dotson. So Mo is going to shoot a pair.
Yeah, a lot of body contact there. And they call it on Dotson. That's his third and second in as many minutes.
11-point lead. for LIU post. And Mo misses the first.
Gatson now 15 of 21 from the free throw line this season. Pretty good shooter from the stripe.
And Mo just 4 of 7 though today. Phillips will come in for Greg Dotson. And Phillips started this game. And Gatson goes 1 for 2. 10-point deficit. Burns, the distributor for this team. To the left wing to Bibbins. Now to the far corner, a three-pointer, and it hits. Madue Bunam. .13-point advantage for LIU post. Morris drives the right lane, and the dump off to Abunse is high over his net, and it goes right into the cheerleaders. But a timeout's going to be called by Charles Marquardt, trailing by 13. He wants to talk things over and settle down his squad.
Well, this is exactly what I had mentioned a minute ago, Dan. Now with under 9 minutes to play, it's a 13-point advantage. And this is tough to come back from. Not that Molloy cannot do it, but LIU Post looking to go 5-0 in conference play and take a very, very good start to the ECC schedule and get the win here, the first win in January. But I don't know, this is time where Charlie Marquardt and co have to kind of get together and just talk a few things over, try and maybe run a couple set plays and just really make sure you keep the pressure defensively up. Try and force a couple turnovers, but this LIU Post team just trying to maybe get a couple more points in a row here and try and extend this lead to the 15-16 margin and try and just take any hope away from Molloy.
Nan Savarino and Joe Hutter here with you with 8:52 remaining in the second half. A 78-65 lead for the unbeaten in-conference LIU Post Pioneers against the 1-2 ECC record of the Molloy Lions. Interesting game thus far, less than 4 minutes in. Brandon Williams and Devon McMillan, had a couple of words with one another. And then, not really looking, Williams was able to throw a punch right into the midsection, which had McMillan retaliate with a swing that missed. McMillan would end up getting charged with a flagrant 2 and ejected from the game. Meanwhile, Williams, nobody saw the initial punch, so he only got a flagrant 1, was able to stay in the contest. And then Eric Smiles got teed up at that point, frustrated about it. And then meanwhile, since then, it's been a back and forth lead change. Williams has eclipsed the 1,000-point mark in his career. And the Lions trail by 13. So it's been a very interesting game so far.
It has, and both sides. This has really been the Pioneers the last 5 to 7 minutes, really pulling away in this one, though. Pretty even throughout the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half, exchanging baskets, but LIU Post done a nice job here. And Dylan Burns, really the point guard. Kind of that stabilizing force has been the reason for a lot of that happening, and the low post moves, good ball movement.
It's had a strong step. 80-68 is the score. 7:31 remaining in the second.
They just wanted to make sure the scoring was correct for these two teams, as it is 80-68. And Alston charged with that personal.
Gatson will inbound from the right. Bounce pass to Abunse. They try and feed inside the paint to Marquardt. Doesn't work. Jenkins. Now Gatson. He looks inside. Got blocked away. And then out of bounds. Nice hustle play by Phillip. Morris kicks out, wide open 3 from Gatson, but that one will not connect. In transition. Good and 1. Madue Bunam from the right block. On the baseball, well, really more of a Hail Mary pass. I was really going to start going with saying from right field all the way to home, but it was either that or a Hail Mary, either one you want to call it. 7 minutes exactly remaining in the second, and it's an 82-68 lead for the N1 opportunity.
Yeah, good body control by Medue Boonham there, being able to take the contact and finish strongly off glass as he completes the three-point play.
So Medue Boonham, the strong outing coming off the bench. He's got 11. Jenkins dumps off. At 15 feet out was Abunse. Having some trouble catching the basketball. While Jenkins, good. And the foul.
It's a really nice play by Jenkins. Put enough English on the ball up off glass, be able to roll around the rim and it lets it drop. As Williams and Bowles check back in, as does Dotson now for LIU Post. Well, Molloy needs a little run here, Dan.
Down by 13. They bring it back to a 12-point game. Again, this is a contest that we have watched that has had a variety of different lead changes. 11 to be exact, and this game has been tied 4 times. Molloy led for almost the entire game, well, at least for a good amount of this game, until really the last couple of minutes. Things have really started to open up. It's back and forth. Medue Boonham misses with a rebound from Alston.
Alston has had a very good game. 12 points off the bench.
Fouls on Abunse.
So many players in double figures, Dan. Take a look. 20 points for Dotson. He leads all players. And you have Alston with 12. Hall and Burns with 11 apiece, as does Medue Boonham. 5 players in double figures for LIU Post. 3 for Molloy, led by Jalen Morris is 17, Gatson 16, and Bowles 14.
And it was a 1-point lead for Molloy at halftime. Here's Burns for a 3. Back iron, rebounded by Jenkins. Pulls in another board. On the miss, but Bowles fights for it along the baseline. And the guys in the stripes are going to discuss which way this should go. Both teams pointing into their direction. Molloy ball.
And I think that is the right call. Looked like it might have gone off of LIU Post out.
Inbound to the left of the basket. Gatson on the bounce pass to Bowles. Had a very strong first half. Was in double figures through the first 20. Gatson on the right wing. Now Jenkins drives the baseline. Kicks out Williams straight away. Gatson for a 3. Back iron. And then this time the foul is going to be on Alston as he and Abunse battled down low. Those two have been kind of pushing and shoving at one another most of the game. Anytime they've been getting tangled up, they've been pushing each other's arm away. So a good battle between 32 and 25.
They have, and Molloy in the bonus too. That's the 18th foul on LIU Post. So Abunse can knock some free throws out. If Molloy can hit some down the stretch, deficit could start to shrink.
And Abunse misses for the second time on the front end of a 1-and-1. So again, those are just points that are just sitting there.
It's a fresh 30 to work with, now 28 on the shot clock as they will inbound.
But another possession going back to the Lions as Gatson takes it between the rings, dribbles behind his back. Now Williams, the floor general for this team, to Bowles. Top of the key, now Jenkins on the wing. Floats it to the left side, Brandon Williams. Goes into a double team, not the best pass to Jenkins, but they fire one inside to Williams. Now Abunse with 5 seconds on the shot clock now. Bowles, a far corner tray, back iron, rebounded by Williams. Fresh 30 on the shot clock, and then a foul way out high. So Molloy still, Joe, has not been able to capitalize on any of these extra opportunities that they're being given by the Pioneers.
That's the 19th foul, and you have to think fatigue is setting a little bit. It's been a lot of offensive rebounds. The LIU coaching staff wanted a push in the back by Williams, allowing him to get that last rebound.
Madue Bunum's second. He'll head over to the bench. Bibbins back out on the floor. And Williams able to hit a front end of a 1-1. Williams generally a very good free throw shooter. Statistically, he's always been around 70 to 80%. This year, entering in was 24 of 31.
Connects on both.
So it's an 11-point lead for the Pioneers with under 5 minutes to go. To the mid-block. Alston backs down the smaller Morris with the left hand, and it rattles home. Williams goes against Burns. Keeps his dribble going. Drives. He's saying he got hit in the arms. Should be a foul, but they're going to call it jump ball.
We'll stay Molloy's possession here with 4.5 to play.
Tell you what, this is probably the most physically aggressive I think I've seen Brandon Williams in some time. Hayes just seems like he has a motive every time he's out there, not always making the smartest decisions because of it. Now Bowles from the right block, and Kevin able to pick up a quick 2. He has 16 points. Molloy will call a timeout, trailing by 11 with 4:14 left. It'll be a full timeout, so we will step out and hear a word from our sponsors here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premise catering to suit all of your catering needs. And now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Plus, you can receive a 10% discount with a Lions Land Card. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
Different lead changes here in the Lions Den, but it's an 11-point lead by the Pioneers over the hometown Molloy College Lions. Dan Salverino and Joe Hutter here with you this evening. We thank you so much for joining us as part of this basketball doubleheader on the Molloy Lions Sports Network. Out of the timeout by Molloy. It was a full timeout.
The road team won each regular season contest these two played against each other a season ago, and LIU Post looking to continue that trend here, up 11 with 4 to play.
And one was a buzzer beater as well. Hall, now straight away Dotson. Kicks it inside, a little underhand toss to Burns, comes up short on the tray. Bibbins with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. And this is only going to benefit the team that's up by 11. Jenkins pokes loose for a steal. Goes the other way, 2-on-1, straight to the cup, comes up short. Williams picks up the rebound, tries to chuck one up, he misses. Dotson corrals the basketball. Hall over midcourt as he sets up the half-court offense. Top of the key, Dotson. Bowles is looking for the steal. Burns would have had the shot, but they want to use more of the shot clock. Now down to 10 seconds. Alston with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hall, pick set from Alston. Drives baseline, tries to go up at the right. Taken away, but the guy's wearing white. From left to right, it's Williams. Throws up the alley-oop, but it misses. Looking for Jenkins.
Not the smartest play in the world when you're down 11 with 3 to play to look for the alley-oop pass. Too flashy for this time of the game and the situation. But he did have him open.
Here's Alston. Backs down Morris. Loses control. Regains it. And goes up with the left hand. We've seen him do that all game long.
And that's a big basket. Back up to 13. The lead for the Pioneers.
He's got 16 points. 2:30 remaining. Bowles into the near corner. Shades towards his left. Now Gatson. He's had a 16-point outing as well. Jenkins drives baseline, finds the double team, kicks out Morris on the skip pass. The three misses from the far wing.
Molloy's had some open looks here of late, but just have not been able to knock him down.
Lions shooting 41% from the field.
Again, the Pioneers lead the nation in field goal defense. Like you said, Joe, some of those looks have been open looks. 2 minutes remaining. Stolen away, a 3-on-1 the other way. Jenkins, bounce pass, and looking back for Jenkins. And just trying one too many.
Transition game that was working a little bit better in the first half. Some energy plays. Not been as fluent here in half number 2. Under 2 to play.
Burns, who's had a very strong outing. Now Hall gets double teamed. They floated over to Bibbins. Driving baseline. Burns cutting in and getting the 2 points was Dotson. It's now an 89-74 lead, and this one's pretty much all but over. Bowles dials one up from deep. He will miss. He's been cold in the second half there after a very, very strong first half. Attempting to dunk was Dotson. He got fouled.
He's been dunking all game. Tried again there, but some contact on the way up. Now exactly 1 minute to play. The Pioneers just looking to put this game on ice.
2 games already final. The other 2 games that were being played tonight. Bridgeport, 75-70 victory over DC down in our nation's capital. And Queens College getting an 85-72 win on the road. Right now in the standings, that means DC will go to 4-1. So will Bridgeport, and the Pioneers will stay the lone unbeaten team in the East Coast Conference.
Team that was tabbed 4th in the preseason poll.
So the game that was a 1-point game at half has really slipped away from the Lions. As again, they got cold from the field, tried to do a little bit too much.
Good block there by Alston coming out on the perimeter and knocking that one away from Bowles.
8-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Hall is just pretty much dribbling around his cones. Trying to just find some open look and then take the most of this clock out. Well, next up for Molloy will be NYIT. Again, NYIT was 0-5 entering today in the East Coast Conference. Long 3-pointer from Hall, and that hits. So it's a 20-point lead now with 10 seconds left. But again, NYIT coming up next from Molloy will be Saturday as part of another doubleheader. Joe Hutter, my partner here, will have the call with you alongside Andrew Petita. 94-74 on a game that had some fireworks from the start. Got a little out of hand early. Close battle, but 2 teams that are definitely rivals. And a 20-point win on the road for the Pioneers. They remain the lone unbeaten team inside the conference.
Yeah, big win here. It was a 1-point Molloy lead at the half, and the Pioneers just came up big down the stretch and were able to really turn on the Jets in the second half and really have a nice half of play. It was a bunch of different players getting involved in the action with other players. As again, the handshake is now concluded, but you just take a look at some of the final numbers with these teams as we had 17 points from Jalen Mars, 16 from Kevin Bowles, as well as Mo Gatson. And the only other Molloy player in double figures is Brandon Williams with 10 points. But LIU Post, led by Greg Dotson, 24 points here. He was their leading scorer coming into play tonight, averaging 12.5 points per game. But we'll break down some of the rest of the stats on the other side of the break here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
.com is your official online home for Molloy College Athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College Athletics, www.molloylions.com.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College Athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
Your Molloy Lions postgame show starts now.
It's the Molloy Lions postgame show presented by Holiday Inn Express of Rockville Center, Limbrook. Dan Savarino and Joe Hutter here with you as a 20-point win for the Pioneers. Puts them up at 5-0 in the East Coast Conference, now 10 wins overall. Meanwhile, Molloy's struggles continue. They're now 1-3 in the conference, 3-9 overall, and have now dropped 4 of their last 5 games. And Joe, taking a look at some of the stats, leading the way today was 24 points from Greg Dotson on the Pioneers. He had 24. He was one of 5 that were in double figures. Meanwhile, 4 Lions were in double figures. 17 points from Jalen Morris, 16 from Bowles and Gatson each, and then 10 points from Brandon Williams, including his 1,000th of his career. But it really started early, Joe. 4 minutes in, tempers started to flare. Williams got away with the punch, and McMillan got tossed, and then even on the handshake line towards the end, there was some more discussions, and not the good kind. So, obviously these two teams are going to keep battling going forward, and shows a real rivalry game.
It does, and you take a look at some of the final numbers, and LIU Post really got serious defensively in the second half, holding Molloy to just 27.6% from the field, and that brought their total for the game down to 39%. But on the other hand, LIU Post 61% from the field in the second half, finished the game just under 57%. That's 34 of 60 for the game. So an incredible second half for the Pioneers, led them to 94 points in the game. And you said 5 players in double figures. You take a look at a guy like Dotson, you expected to average, a high number. They couldn't shut him down, 9 of 15 from the field, but the efficiency. Barrington Alston, 16 points on 7 of 11 shooting. Yeah, Jarrett Hill, 4 of 8. None of these guys shooting under 50% as a team. When you're shooting that astronomical number, it's very difficult to win a game if you're the opposition. So Molloy, again, dropping to 1-3 overall in ECC play, with a chance on Saturday afternoon at 2:30 start to try and get back to winning ways when they do indeed host another game here at Quealy Gymnasium at 2:30 start against NYIT. And that should be a fun one if you're a Molloy Lions fan. Again, a part of a doubleheader, 12 and 2:30. But this team has to get right defensively. They played pretty well in the first half, and then they went icy cold in the second half from the field and couldn't defend as well, and just kind of the game got out of hand in a hurry right around that 10 or 12 minute mark of the second half, and they couldn't recover from it.
Now, Joe, before we head out here, the 20-point loss today, obviously it's a conference loss, so it hurts a little bit more there. As you continue to keep going, you have NYIT on Saturday, again, a team that has struggled this year. What adjustments do you make to try and get back on the left side of the column?
Well, I think what you really have to do is make sure that it's tough to say, because when you have a guy like Jalen Morris, who still, put up some good numbers at the end of the game. Morris finished with 17 points on 7 of 12, so very efficient. You need Charlie Marquardt to get going, just 2 of 8 today. Maurice Gatson, sure, he put up 16 points, 4 of 12 from the field, did have 3 3-pointers, but 1 of 5 from Jenkins. You need other guys to get involved in the action. You need a little bit more balanced scoring, although they did have 4 players in double figures. A lot of that damage being done in the first half. They had 3 in double figures at halftime. It's got to be a better second half. You really have to commit and make sure that you can kind of get better in the second half and make sure that you keep your foot on the gas pedal, as opposed to kind of shying away, which what they did tonight, and really couldn't muster up much offensively against this LIU Post Pioneers team. So make sure that you can take a good first half into the second half and continue to spread the ball well and keep that fast pace going.
So a 94-74 loss for the men's team here, as again, they will move down to 3-9 overall, 1-3 in the East Coast Conference. So for everyone here at Molloy, my broadcast partner Joe Hutter, for Rick Grizzetto, the Director of Athletic Communication, who does so much for us, we thank you and we say goodnight as part of this doubleheader. The women's team victorious over the Pioneers this afternoon. The men's team, however, falls by 20 to LIU Post. Again, our next broadcast, 12 o'clock, and then a 2:30 start. Women's game, the men's game this upcoming Saturday against NYIT. Joe and I will have the action in the first game, and then Andrew Fertitta will step in with me, for me with Joe for game number 2. So for everyone here at Molloy, I'm Dan Salverno saying thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you on Saturday.